Good evening and welcome to the National Poll Projection. Election season is here. It's time to get you the numbers. In the course of the next 2 hours, we'll bring you the results from each and every state, thus becoming the first Indian news channel to give projections for each and every state, including the key union territories. No channel has done this before. By 8:45 p.m., we'll get you the national perspective. The last state to go will be Uttar Pradesh. By then, we will know, if you're watching the program tonight, and we're going to take a very few breaks, who is going to form the next government in India if elections were to be held now. Joining us, first, our political editor Navika Kumar is with us. It's going to be a really hectic political season, and Navika, looking forward to your inputs. To my right is Yashwant Deshmukh, the man who takes all the blame and we get all the credit. That's a terrible cliche, but I know that Yashwant is used to it. Yashwant Deshmukh is the chief editor of Sea Voter, and to his left is Jayamrug, our resident psephologist. In just some time, I'm going to ask Yashwant to explain on what basis he's coming out with these derived numbers. But quickly, to introduce all our other guests, we have a superb panel, the best political panel in the country today. I'm so happy to have them once again. Neerja Chaudhary, welcome back. Lord Meghnad Desai, we've been missing you on and off, but so glad you're here with us. Sabha, good evening and welcome. Rashid, for flying down from Bhopal, where you keep a keener watch on the political picture than most of us here. Rashid Kidwai, thanks very much. Ajay Bose, welcome Ajoyda, back to the program. Manisha Priyam is just back from a big political tour of Bihar, and she'll find the Bihar numbers very interesting in a few minutes. I'd also like to say at this stage, before I go to our next panelist, that as of now, many of our panelists do not have the numbers. So they will react to the numbers live on this program, and that's what makes it exciting, doesn't it? Ashok, welcome, thanks for coming back. Aarti Jairath, it's great to see you. And the man who's now got just 5 more months to win his bet that the general elections would be in 2013.
3 months, sir, no, 3 months.
And
3 months, the way in which Parliament is not being convened, I can say 3 months.
I thought you'll disown that statement.
No, never.
He's getting support from Lord Desai.
No, Aarti also.
Well, this is going to be an interesting program. And I'd like to start by asking Yashwant Deshmukh to explain. Yashwant, tell us how you've derived the numbers. It's very interesting that you have 2 trackings. You track for this poll, and you also have a cumulative tracking. Does this make your projection a little bit more reliable?
More reliable, and I would say that we get a secular trend of whatsoever is happening. You know, nothing comes as a surprise to us. I mean, for the record, it is the only poll which we do every week after week after week, and for the last 5 years now in a row that we are doing. For this particular poll, we have added it with almost 13,000 plus samples in the last 1 week or so, especially in the key states where we wanted to know which way the things are really crystallizing. So all in all, it's a great data to mine, to dig, and to see which way the wind is blowing. But yes, the 3 months back, we had done the last previous round of State of the Nation for the Times Now. This one is after 3 months, and we'll keep on doing it for just to let the viewers know. And let's start. I mean, let's start. That's it.
We believe in coming to the point, Robi. I'll request Jayamrug to walk down here. And Jay, we've got our big screen. And in the next few minutes, Jay and I are going to take you through all the numbers state by state. We're going to go through in alphabetical order. That's the most objective way to go about it. Do we have an agreement on that? Around the table, the first state that we are going to, ladies and gentlemen, is the state of Andhra Pradesh. The numbers are now on your screen. We will show you the 2009 result, and we'll show you the latest numbers that are coming in July 2013. What's the significance of Andhra Pradesh, Jay? Why is Andhra so significant?
It has a huge 42 seats, the largest state in the south. It was one state which gave a runaway mandate to the Congress, 33 out of 42 last time.
Absolutely.
And this time we have the YSR Congress vertically eating into the Congress vote share there in Andhra Pradesh, almost taking away 2 out of 5 potential Congress voters.
Let's put the numbers up. Where are the Andhra numbers? If you can fire them right on top of our national poll projection. The numbers from Andhra
Absolutely, we have
Pradesh.
them here. We have them here.
Okay, there it is on our screen. And what's the story, Jay?
So July 2013, we go to that straight. The Congress is down from 33 to 7. 33 is in fact the highest in almost 1.5 decades that the Congress has got there. Down to 7. Perhaps it's the lowest so far. The BJP maintains the status quo 0. Doesn't seem to be gaining from the Telangana agitation as of now. The TDP, a marginal gain from 6 to 9, as most of the opposition space has been consumed by the YSR Congress. over there. The TRS, seeing the Telangana gains up from 2 to 9, 2 to 11. The Majlis maintaining the one single seat, and
But
the
this is the
YSR
big
Congress,
number, big
the
number.
biggest number. Yeah, the gain.
Yeah.
It's 14.
Yeah.
Almost taking away half of what could potentially be the post-bifurcation Andhra.
So blockbuster debut for
Absolutely.
Jagan. Comments from the House. Navika, blockbuster debut for Jagan. I think now the Congress party's options really narrow down after this. The
Well-
Congress party is being routed and Jagan's making a spectacular political debut. What are the
That's
implications?
why the
Navika?
Congress is looking at Telangana very, very closely. We should have a decision in the next 24 to 48 hours. And what's also important for the Congress, they're going to look at YSR Jagan Reddy very, very closely. 14 seats now makes even more sense for Congress to try and get him back into the fold.
Yeah.
Also, the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, by giving in to the demand of Telangana, they could try and get that party also to give support to the Congress party. And that will be 25 extra seats to the Congress. And so the Congress would be looking very closely at those numbers in Andhra. Alone, they're decimated. They need to look at TRS and Jagan Reddy.
TRS leader K. Kavita is with us live from Hyderabad. Good evening. Kavita, can you hear me? This is Arnab Goswami here. Can any alliance take your support for granted now? You're going to become not just one of the biggest parties in Andhra Pradesh, but you're going to become one of the biggest players at the national level. Can the Congress party take your support for granted? And do you think these numbers will change? Because this poll was done just before the announcement on Telangana a few days back. Do you think this changes now with the Congress party having taken the lead?
Yes, it would change drastically, and I'm sure there will be many more surveys coming ahead, and also because the Congress is now resolved to, looks like it is resolved to solve the Telangana issue. But then, the Congress is not objectively looking at the demand of the people, but then it is trying to look at the political advantage only. So we've demanded a Telangana of 10 districts, and they're talking about Telangana of 12 districts, which we have never asked for. So that might, that will definitely, not gain Congress our support. So if a Telangana that
because if there's a formal announcement on Telangana over the next few days, will you still get the credit? Right now, you're getting 11 seats, up from 2 last time. Do you think once the Congress party makes the announcement, that can change? As in, you may not get 11, but less than that.
No, I think it won't change, because it is not a issue of who gets the credit, but it's a issue of who fought for the achievement of statehood and who has made all the national parties realize about the statehood. So people, I think, will definitely rally with TRS, even if Congress goes ahead and announces Telangana.
Well, Kavita, stay on with us. Let's get reactions from the panel. I see many hands go up there. Let's go across to Sabha first. Ladies first.
Arnab, I just had a briefing from a Congress
Yeah.
leader about the strategy for Andhra Pradesh is that it's not even about, they are going to face some losses.
Yeah.
It is to make sure that the new players in Andhra Pradesh do not tie up with the BJP, to somehow maneuver politics to that extent. That is one of the strategies. The other thing is, in the resolution, the wording is going to refer to something that YSR Reddy asked in 2009. So it's going to possibly be a 2-page resolution.
But the credit for that goes to whom?
The Congress will naturally try and get some credit out of it.
Will they, Rashid?
Yeah, it has a political message, because if they're giving credit to YSR,
Yeah.
it's a signal
It's
to
not going to help.
YSR.
It's not going to help.
Second thing
Never help.
is,
It
the
will
Congress
never
has
help,
done business
Arnab.
with breakaway
No Rajasthani
groups.
name in
Look
that.
at, they had alliance with Trinamool, they had alliance with NCP. In spite of bitterness, they have the ability to strike a...
Yeah, but the Congress party has not gained. Congress party...
Arnab, the point is
That's
that
bad news.
Congress may try and make these gestures. But the thing is, the people on the ground, both TRS as well as Jagan knows that there is no point in going with a loser. So I don't think that the Congress trying to be too clever by
I'm
half.
not keeping
will
Jagan in
necessarily
jail and referring that name in the resolution. It's not going to help the Congress at all. Congress will not gain in this. And strategically, the MIM has gone with Jagan Reddy. That is going to give Jagan Reddy a major input in Andhra Pradesh and Rayalaseema.
No, I have often thought that the result in Andhra Pradesh 2004 and 2009 has been a bellwether result. It tells you the story of what's going to happen in India. At this time, I don't know. Frankly, for the first time, I don't know how to read it.
No, see the numbers, even if all of YSR seats go to Congress, they're still 12 short. So, this is a different world. Congress is really losing YSR or no YSR.
So Congress has
No,
not...
It's NDA versus UPA.
Congress
These seats are not going to UPA.
You're saying that Andhra was a bellwether state
Yeah.
because it showed
Yeah.
you the India picture. Well, I think it's a bellwether state too because you're seeing a very fragmented picture. And
But in
that's
a unique set of
precisely-
circumstances,
That's precisely what the national picture is going to be. An anti-Congress
Madam,
vote
key-
and a fragmented result.
Key point is...
Can we take a comment here, because we've got 26 states to cover, and we have a lot of national politics to discuss. One
I will
word
very
from-
quickly
yes,
say
sir.
that Andhra is behaving typically like three different states. Telangana is one-way traffic for TRS at the moment. In Rayalaseema, YSR is sweeping. In Andhra, it is TDP versus YSR. And if at all there is some kind of approachment in pre-poll alliance between YSR and Congress, it is not like that 2 + 2 4 they are going to sweep. Happiest person would be Chandrababu Naidu, who would be knocking into the anti-incumbency vote and trying to recap the whatever he has lost. So it's typical politics. It's weird in a way that that 2 and 2 4 is not equaling 4 at all in Andhra.
Absolutely. I mean, even if you look at the Prajarajam party of Chiranjeevi, it actually hasn't added much to the Congress vote. There has
No, it
been
really
an
hasn't.
anti-incumbent vote
Yeah,
which
it
has
hasn't.
gone out.
It hasn't. Let's go quickly to Arunachal Pradesh, which is the next state. It has 3 seats in all. What's the story in Arunachal Pradesh?
Arnab, 2 seats in all.
Yeah, 2 seats in all, sorry.
In 2004, the BJP took both of them. In 2009, the Congress took the 2 of them. Right now, it looks that we're looking at some sort of a draw. The Congress losing 1, the BJP gaining 1.
So if there's an overall sense of the anti-incumbency trend, but one point to be noted in Arunachal Pradesh, the candidates switch parties very quickly as well.
Absolutely. Let's not forget, in 2004, the chief minister migrated to the BJP with all his MLAs.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's quite...
The next big state, which is a significant state of Assam.
Yeah, Assam,
There are 14
absolutely.
MPs
14
MPs from the state of Assam, and the challenge here has been always, will Tarun Gogoi be able to manage this lead? Because there has been so much talk of inner party infighting, Himanta Biswa Sarma, other trouble. What's the result in Assam?
A virtually divided opposition is lending a free victory to the Congress.
Oh.
The Congress actually gains a seat, 8, 1 from up. The BJP was with the AJP last time. This time it's all likely to go alone. Tally down by 2, down from 4 to 2. The AJP gains 1, up from 1 to 2. The AUDF retains 1, and so does the BPF.
Well,
largely a split in the opposition, giving a victory to the Congress.
Well, the story here really is that, a 4-way division of Assam.
Absolutely.
And Tarun Gogoi is emerging as such a, superb satrap of the state. If he achieves this result, it's better than the assembly result.
Absolutely.
And it tells you a big story, doesn't it, Nirja? The interesting result from Assam is it's just up and away for the Congress
This is
party.
the one state where the Congress is doing well,
So well.
and he is holding his position. He played the Hindu card. He polarized the situation last time. It was the Muslim-dominated AUDF that was the main opposition, with the BJP and the AGP coming far behind.
Yeah.
So he's totally dealt with that opposition, and your survey shows that that is the position that he
And just to
continues.
add that, it's funny that outside that 1 seat of AUDF, actually the minorities are now polarizing to Congress, just because that Narendra Modi is becoming the face of the BJP over there. So there is a polarization, a different kind of polarization going on as well.
The story there is that, there has been talk about a Congress-AUDF alliance. If this is the result, then the Congress party leadership should actually encourage Tarun Gogoi not to go in for that alliance. Because to keep the votes apart works much better for the Congress party.
Arnab, had he been the chief minister of a mainline state, Tarun Gogoi you would have been thinking of as a future prime ministerial candidate.
He's 70, he's 76, 77, he's done a great job. And of course, hats off to him if he gets that result. The state of Bihar. Should we go to Bihar?
Very good. Very good.
We have a surprising result in Bihar, ladies and gentlemen. One side's not going to like it. 40 seats in Bihar always determines the way national politics goes, and Nitish Kumar is not going to like this result. But that's what it is.
Arnab, if we look at the current trends that we have, it's some sort of a perfect 3-way split. Only a triangularity will yield a result like this, with the BJP, in a sense, gaining 2, up at 14, the RJD there at 12, and also the JDU there at 11. Of course, big loser, we don't know as of now how many of the traditional non-JDU voters, the minorities from last time, have actually consolidated. We do not know that in this poll. I mean, it looks that they have not. So there's a perfect 3-way split.
I just want to add one thing. We're not putting the vote share projections up. I want to share some, especially for our guests. And we have, I think, Devesh Thakur and Manoj Jha. Manoj Jha and Devesh Thakur. Devesh Thakur of the JDU, Manoj Jha of the RJD, Siddharth Nath Singh of the BJP joining the panel. Sanjay Jha of the Congress party is with us. Manisha Priyam, look at this very, very closely. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.